What's up, mi gente? It's Anthony Rosa, the community finance coach, aka Mr. Remedy, and you are watching this morning's Finance Friday edition. And this is a new edition that I just launched a couple weeks ago. And I'm really excited and nervous at the same time. I'm taking my 10 years of experience working as a finance coach and I'm putting it together with my faith based background, that I've been practicing for the majority of my life. And I think that it's really important to try to stay grounded as a finance coach and, I want to be a good steward of the information that I know. So I'm hoping that those that are watching this, whether you're watching live or you're watching on the replay, I hope I'm able to inspire, connect, and educate you. And I'm not a pastor, okay? Let's get that straight. And I think that it doesn't have to be a pastor to kind of share their experience. And if you are a subject matter expert, I want to encourage you, for any business owners, teachers, doctors of education, those that they have information that could easily help a lot of people, share it more, right? And so today it's a 10 to 15-minute live session where we're talking about credit and debt and money management and coaching over 5,000 individuals over the last 9 years. I've scrubbed over 90,000 credit reporting pages, and dealing with credit, I'm realizing that it's a lot about habits and lifestyle. And I believe that with my faith based background, we all could, you know, be better stewards of our money and our credit. Okay. And so I'm hoping that, again, I can challenge you on this Finance Friday. And if you have any questions, please like, comment, share. If you have any questions based off of things that I've said, please let me know. Let's set up a complimentary call. We can discuss what you have going on one. All calls are confidential. Let's begin. So, managing credit and honoring God. I first off want to start off with a scripture from Job. It's chapter 22, verse 21 to 22. It says, "Submit to God and be at peace with him. In this way, prosperity will come to you. Accept instruction from his mouth and lay up his words in your heart." And as I think about this, sometimes when things like if I shouldn't spend this money, or if I'm knowing that I'm tight on my bills and I'm not going to be able to pay my rent or mortgage, uh, I feel compelled to, spend. I'm not doing a good budget. I'm overspending. Come time to due, I pay late. I pay late. My credit gets hurt. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It's overwhelming. It's a burden. And now I'm a mess. Look how easy that could happen. I think that if we submit ourselves to be good stewards of our money and our credit, good things will come to us. So if you're struggling, if you have high credit card balances, if you have high interest, if you're getting declined for any credit applications, I would like to speak with you, right? As long as you can accept good instruction, I can help you get out of the situation where you're in. And I've seen it time and time again. Job reminds us that spiritual alignment leads to real world peace and prosperity. What does that mean to you? Are you at peace right now? I know that for me, I've been on survival mode for so many years. And now I'm starting to realize that having a strong budget plan has really helped me when times were tough. Now, as a finance coach, I'm in the middle of the transaction and I'm understanding that just by lowering the balance, you're affecting your score by 30%. And if you understand that there are 5 different credit factors and they all manipulate each other in different ways on the personal side, on the business side, there are a little bit more factors, which I won't get into too much today. But it reminds us about real world peace. I know that if we're jumping from job to job, if we're a business owner and money is tight, we haven't been closing, it's really hard to keep that mindset of peace. Financial freedom isn't just about credit scores. I'm finding that, speaking with my friends and investment bankers, wealth management partners, successful real estate developers, I'm seeing that They're good stewards of their money, their credit, and the decisions they're making. The ones that are kind of not good stewards, that are just running into things, don't have those strong financial habits, don't have that strong plan or foundation, they end up paying for it more in the long run. I think that when we submit our financial habits to God, He blesses the fruit of our discipline, right? The more that I give, the more that I get. And, I want to just say that sometimes when we feel like we don't have it, trying to help others or give, something somehow, miraculously, something always comes back. So I want to encourage you. If you are tired of being sick and tired, if your debts are high, if your credit card balances are maxed out, if you're self-employed and you're trying to find a new referral partner because the referral partners you have aren't referring, I would love to speak with you, right? Debt isn't just a financial burden. It could be a spiritual distraction. They say you're the average of your top 5. And they say that the more people that you help around you become successful, the more successful you'll become. And so if you are going through a burden, a financial problem right now, your spirit could be attacked. But managed credit, like managed character, opens doors. You're not going to work with someone if they have a bad review, or you ask a friend, hey, have you heard of them? And they're like, oh, wow, this, da, 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 da. They did this, they did that. You might not want to work with them because of the testimony, the reviews. But if you heard, hey, yeah, this person, he's vetted, he's good, he's locked in, I recommend him, you might want to work with that person, right? And so today, as we're talking about these financial strategies, understanding that there are 5 different credit factors on the personal side, I really want to try to use my financial background with my faith-based background. And, it takes courage to do something that I'm doing because it's not something that I do on a daily basis. So I encourage you guys, focus today on this Friday on what you could do better as far as financially, right? Credit and debt is rooted biblically, and it's our responsibility to be good stewards. Proverbs 27:23 says, be sure you know the condition of your flocks, give careful attention to your herds. And you got to sit and think about that when you're reading through. Be sure you know the condition of your flocks. I feel like that's like making sure that I got all my ducks in a row. Payment history creates 35% of the credit score. So if you pay late by accident, your score could drop significantly. Like a lot of people right now with their student loans dropping over 100 points because it's getting updated, reported 90 days late, is affecting them significantly. I think that we should somehow try to find a way where we can have a healthier balance, right? If we have or pay attention carefully, we won't overspend. We won't pay late. We won't be putting ourselves in a financial burden. You see, these are the things that I'm trying to iron in right now for you. Know your credit score. Understand the debt to income ratio. Know what you're paying as far as interest on your loans and your credit cards. Understand and try to review your credit as much as possible, whether you're reviewing it weekly, monthly, quarterly, whether you're on Credit Karma, Experian, Credit Sesame. There's so many different tools out there. If you don't have a tool, I would love to speak with you one-on-one so we can kind of build a foundation if need be. You can go to annualcreditreport.com and get a free copy of your credit report if need be. Avoid borrowing beyond your purpose or your needs. A lot of times I'm seeing credit cards maxed out, 5 to 10 cards, 20 to $30,000 in debt. I'm asking myself, did this person think about when they have to pay it back? Those minimum payments accumulate, the interest is high. Sometimes you might just be paying interest because the minimum payment is not satisfying everything, right? You have a $25,000 balance, your minimum payment is 350, the interest charged is 120. You just paid a little bit over $200 or so to principal, right? So it's going to take a lot of time to get out of that debt. But here, for me, I understand how to have a healthy credit score and how to have a balance. Romans chapter 13, verse 8 says, let no debt remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another. I love that. So what I try to do is I let my bills build my credit. I try to keep my balances under 15% of my total limit. Every 91 days, I'm requesting a credit limit increase. For those that are watching, there's going to be a ton of gems if you pay attention. So pay attention. Note takers are money makers. If I can bridge the gap for business owners, if I could bridge the gap for those that are, trying to be self-employed, if I could bridge the gap for those that are trying to buy a house, start a family, unfortunately lost their job or unfortunately was going through a separation or a divorce, I want to stand in the gap. Let's learn ways on how we can be more intentional. Let's learn more ways on how we could be better stewards of our money and the decisions the decisions that we make, right? There are different strategies like a snowball effect. There are different methods to pay down your debt quickly. But for me, I want to teach you how to fish rather than just give you a fish. I want to build by honoring God. And that's really why I'm standing out on my faith right now, why I'm doing these Finance Friday meetings, to really, as a subject matter expert, constantly sharpening my sword. They say iron sharpens iron. So aligning myself with the lenders, with the investors, with the bankers, making sure that my network is your network, right? So those that I'm working with, they could tap in. And so if we really build an honorable credit profile, Luke chapter 16 verse says, if you have not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, who will trust you with true riches? Right? Look, a rich man can give a poor person, a rich person can give a poor person, all their money. That poor person can lose all their money. The rich person, while they were building or rebuilding, can learn how to build it back. It's really all a mindset. So I want you to have that mindset shift. So coming on 10 to 15 minutes on this Finance Friday to kind of give you a little bit of my financial background with a faith-based background, right? Pay on time. Set up automatic payments. Keep credit usage under 30%. Rockstar status, 15%. Avoid unnecessary inquiries. For those that are looking for a new car, don't go to the dealership and let them run your credit. They're going to run it wildly. They're going to say it's going to count as one. Well, every time I see the credit report, I'm seeing 5, 10. Last client yesterday had 22 inquiries. I can't get those off. That's not fraudulent. They're associated with your auto loan. It's going to take 2 years possibly. So be good stewards of your inquiries. Avoid unnecessary inquiries. And look, if you have a good relationship, Chase, M&T, Wells Fargo, you get the car, you get the VIN number, you get the miles, you go there, you tell them the price. For me, if you ask me personally, I go to brokers. I go to brokers that have relationships with the dealerships. I go and test drive the car. I go to my broker. This is what I want to pay. I'm exchanging my vehicle. This is what I want to pay. They pick up my car, they ground it, they bring me a car. I love it. Right? So if you're looking for a vehicle, please feel free, hit me up. If you're looking for a loan to consolidate debt, hit me up. There's different strategies, right? I already mentioned, set up your bills on automatic payment because in case you forget, I said it previously. If you have good credit and you have one late payment, it's going to hurt you worse or more than if someone had bad credit and had a late payment. So be good stewards, right? Keep old accounts open. Let me tell you something. Those old accounts that are inactive, you don't want them to close. They have age, they have limit, they have payment history. It'll hurt you. So be careful. Okay. And try to continue to have on time payments, keeping your balances low. That's a healthy mix right there, building healthy financial strategies and habits. Okay. And so as I'm rounding third base on this Finance Friday, I want to remind the listeners that God desires his people to be lenders, not borrowers. Deuteronomy 28:12. Financial discipline today plants seeds for future freedom and generosity. So remember, givers gain. Okay. This week, I challenge you, take 30 minutes, review your credit, play this video back, right? Credit Karma, Experian, Credit Sesame. I said a few of them. Look at your credit report. Don't pull your credit. Okay. Identify a credit card that you want to pay off, or identify what you want to do. Or you want to buy a house? You want to start a business? What is the next step for you? You want to get investment property? Let's talk about it. Okay. I want to thank God for this opportunity to manage, our finances better. I want to close in a prayer. And so, Lord, guide our financial steps, align our hearts with your wisdom, and let our stewardship reflect your glory. Amen. I want to say thank you for those that were watching, those that tuned in. I hope you learned something new today. This is Anthony Rosa, the community finance coach, aka Mr. Remedy. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up. Go in grace, go in peace. Bye, everybody.